Hello Year 10. This is the second unit in biology in double award and triple award. It's called Respiration and the Respiratory System in Humans, and it's known as Unit 1.2. On the inside cover of your booklet, you will find the specification syllabus for this unit. There are 9 statements in this unit. So even though there's a few more statements in this unit, it's mainly about lung structure and respiration. So today we're looking at comparing and contrasting two types of respiration. One is called aerobic respiration and the other is called anaerobic respiration. So a little starter activity here. As you're going through this video, you can pause it and decide whether these statements are true or false, and then we will go over them. So respiration is getting air in and out of our bodies. Is that true or false? Respiration is the process of releasing energy from the food we eat. True or false? Breathing involves getting oxygen into the blood and removing carbon dioxide. True or false? And breathing takes place in the muscle cells. True or false? So the first one, respiration is getting air in and out of our bodies. This is false. Respiration is a chemical process. It happens at the cell level. It uses glucose and oxygen, and it releases energy as well as making a waste gas, carbon dioxide and water. The second one, respiration is the process of releasing energy from the food we eat. This is true. As we've just explained, glucose and oxygen react together in the cells to release energy. Breathing involves getting oxygen into the blood and removing carbon dioxide. This is true. Breathing takes place in the muscle cells. This is false. So the difference between breathing and respiration, which lots of people often get mixed up, is that breathing is a physical process whereby air is taken into your lungs and air is passed out of your lungs, whereas respiration is a chemical process that releases energy. So we need energy so that we can do things. Energy helps our body to make new cells so that we can grow, get bigger. It also helps us to move, and it helps to release heat energy to help us stay warm, to maintain our body temperature of 37.4. The specialist parts of our cells, the organelles that help to release this energy from food by respiration, are the mitochondria, which we learnt about in the first unit. Muscle cells are packed with these mitochondria so that lots of energy can be released to allow the muscle cells to contract and relax and enable us to move. So respiration or breathing. As we explained, respiration is a chemical reaction that happens in all our cells. It is the process of releasing energy from our food. But breathing is simply the movement of air in and out of the lungs. They are not the same process. Think about why we need to resuscitate people by putting air into their lungs. We also have to push the blood around to the tissues by pushing on the chest. The oxygen has to get to the body cells so that respiration can take place. So here we can see our typical animal cell with a nucleus, a cell membrane and cytoplasm. And these little dots that are inside our cell, these are the mitochondria here. The inside of the mitochondria has an increased surface area, so this is where the reaction of respiration occurs to release energy. Every cell needs energy to keep it alive, and this energy comes from the glucose that we get from our food. This is a very simple sugar, glucose, and it's broken down by a series of reactions called respiration inside the mitochondria. Very importantly, that we learnt about in the last unit, energy is released, and it's in the form of ATP. Adenosine triphosphate is its name, but you just need to know it simply as ATP. Be very careful that you don't describe energy as being made or created. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It is just simply changed from one form into another, so the energy is released. This second part in red is for higher tier only. These reactions are also speeded up by enzymes acting as biological catalysts. And at the end of the last booklet, we could see that these enzymes work at particular temperatures. Body temperature is often the temperature that most enzymes work best at, and at particular pHs. So a biological catalyst is an enzyme that speeds up a reaction. Here we can see an example of a mitochondria, and it's got the wiggly line going down the middle. This is an electron micrograph picture of a mitochondria. And at the bottom, we have the word equation for aerobic respiration. Now, this word aerobic respiration means respiration with oxygen. And you might think, well, all respiration is with oxygen. And for the most part, in our body cells, it is. However, there is another type of respiration that we're going to talk about that doesn't use oxygen. It's called anaerobic. So you need to know this word equation. This is very important, okay? We have glucose reacting with oxygen. It's releasing energy in the form of ATP. You need to know that for the higher tier. And our waste products, carbon dioxide and water. There's our mitochondria, and this is the usual type of respiration seen in most human cells because it uses oxygen. The enzyme-controlled reactions of respiration take place in these tiny structures called mitochondria. Singular is a mitochondrion, and they are often referred to as the powerhouses of the cell because, and this is a mistake, they release the cell's energy. So be very careful not to say they make or produce energy. So why do we need aerobic respiration? Well, it helps to maintain our body temperature and keep warm-blooded animals warm. Humans' body temperature is 37.4 degrees Celsius. Most people just refer to it as 37. It also is needed to help muscle contraction, which is why we find lots of mitochondria in the muscle cells, and this helps to move limbs. It's needed to help us build up large molecules from small ones. And don't forget that respiration also happens in our plants, and it helps to build up sugars, nitrates, and other nutrients into amino acids, which are then built into plant proteins to allow the plant to grow. Your first task is at the bottom of page 1. You have got these statements. Currently, they are not correctly matched. So I want you to choose 5 different colours, one for each statement A, B, C, D, E. And I want you to colour code them and match them to the statements on the other side for me, please. There's also a question just above this at the bottom of the page that says, describe the test for carbon dioxide, including the positive result for it. Can you remember from back at Key Stage 3 how we test for carbon dioxide? The key chemical we use is lime water. If we blow through a straw into lime water, the lime water turns cloudy or milky, and this is our positive test result. So pause the video, see if you can do this task to match up the statements, and then I will go over the answers with you. So, energy is released from glucose by a process known as respiration. So this one and this one match together. During respiration, chemical reactions take place inside the mitochondria in the cells of your body. When glucose reacts with oxygen, energy is released. Carbon dioxide and water are formed as waste products, and the process is known as aerobic respiration because it uses oxygen from the air. So the small letter A should be matched with the capital letter D. The small letter B should be matched with the capital letter E. The small letter C should be matched with a capital letter A. lowercase d is matched with capital C, and lowercase e is matched with capital B. So mark what you've done and give yourself a score out of 5, not 6, apologies, 5, not 6. We also can look at combustion and how it's similar to respiration. So you will be covering combustion in your chemistry lessons. Respiration is a bit like combustion, the burning process. Look at the table below and say whether each statement applies to respiration, combustion, or both. So in respiration, we have respiration and combustion both give out heat. Happens in the cells is only in respiration. We don't have any burning going on in our cells, okay? There's no combustion in the cells. Uses oxygen is both respiration and combustion. So in an engine, fuel, for example, like petrol or diesel, it needs oxygen to be able to burn to release the energy to allow the car to move forward. Gives out carbon dioxide, again, is both respiration and combustion, but the only one that needs a high temperature is combustion. So that is the end of our first lesson. Our second lesson will be investigating the effect of exercise on our heart and our breathing rate.